They call it one of the most dangerous races in the world. There's 156 turns. There's a lot of elevation change. Normally it's foggy. You can't even see where you're going. It could be snowing up there tomorrow. You just never know what the mountain's going to bring. And it's just simply amazing. I'm Jeremy Lowder. This is a 2019 Chevy Camaro Z011LE. It was a street car 6 years ago and no longer is. My first memory of cars. I had hundreds of Matchbox cars, I want to say. My cousin's father was a mechanic. He always had all sorts of cool cars. And we would imagine that we had the same cool cars. We'd race them in the driveway, you know. I lived here in 1983 as a kid. I did recall Pikes Peak in school. And at that time, it was all dirt.
And this one has four-wheel drive. That is Rod Millen's Toyota Celica.
Wanted an overall win at Pikes Peak. Not only did she win the event outright, making her history's first Queen of the Hill, she also set the fastest time in the event's 80-year history.
Off to the distance, you can actually see the rain coming down from this altitude, and it's close.
Like we saw videos as a child of these cars just sliding up the mountain, and we thought, oh my God, like somebody's actually crazy enough to do that? Fast forward, 30, 40 years, got an opportunity to do it, and I just so ecstatic. So at first my wife said that I was crazy. A lot of my friends still think that I'm crazy, but at the end of the day, they all support me. Our first year wasn't that great. I had a little too much confidence. We'd done some hill climb stuff. We were here in the lower section. Got pretty confident and mistaked a turn for one that was going to open up, and it did close, and came in too hot and ended up rolling the car. I've got to prove that I can make the better time that we had last year.
And continued coverage of the 103rd running of the Broadmoor Pikes Peak International Hill Climb presented by Gran Turismo. 53 competitors have taken to the course so far, and a shortened course today because of high winds up on the mountain. Here comes Jeremy Lowder.
We've got too much wind at the top. We can't go all the way to the top today. Between 80 and 100 mile an hour wind gusts. As much as we think that we can just go as fast or as hard as we want to, at the end of the day, we're still racing against the elements. But most cars, they go to the top of the hill and they will be overheating. They do run very hot due to the lack of oxygen. So what we've done is we've completely changed all of the cooling modifications that were here. So essentially we've removed the intercooler that's servicing the supercharger. We've put a radiator-sized intercooler in here, added 1.5 gallons of water. We've incorporated 3/4 hoses for all the cooling where it was only 1/2 inch before. We removed the transmission and rear end cooler out of the original radiator. There's an additional cooler on the passenger side that assists the radiator. So what we've done is made that the transmission and rear end cooler. We put a Porsche 911 cooler in the front for the oil. So we've added 2.5 quarts of oil for there. The biggest challenge of having a car like this, it's got a much heavier weight than some of the cars here. So you have some tire management issues. Try to get in the zone, do a little prayer with my wife. She gets me straight. It's the right way to do it. From the second that I leave that starting line, I'm actually more relaxed. The car ran like crap.
The car was not warm.
It wasn't ready.
in his Chevrolet Camaro across the stripe, and it is a 5:02.746. I think he likely had an issue on the way up, because that time I don't think is exactly what he was hoping for.
The ECU decided that I'm not happy, and at the end of the day, it kind of drove like I had traction control on.
It's the second year in. We said we'd only do it 1 year, but you know, I don't know, this may turn out to be a thing, I don't know. And I'll tell you one thing, I cannot wait to be on the mountain with Jake and TGA with his car, and we're running up together. It's gonna happen in a couple of years, and I just can't wait.